What's going on, guys? It's No Forganish sitting with Relative Decay. He's not going to do a lot of talking, but we're doing a review today on the mighty, can't read that name of that tank, the mighty this tank. It's like the Panzer SFL 4C, I believe. Basically what you need to know is everything in this video. I'm going to talk about it a bunch, and I'm going to talk about how it is basically the closest thing, I think, that you'll see to artillery in World Tanks Blitz, just because of how it plays, basically the lack of hit points and the lack of armor and all that stuff. So yeah, stay tuned for the video. Alright, so there's Relative Decay. Here's the first game. This is my first game. No, this is not my first game. This is another game on Canal. The intro game was my second game I'd ever played in this tank. What I've found is that you really have to play this tank as a completely different beast of its own, I guess, or just a completely different tank, because it is not like any other tank they have in Blitz. It's not like a tank destroyer. It's not like, oh god, what is it? It's kind of like it's down the SU Object 704 line. It's kind of like that, because that thing doesn't have a lot of armor, but then again, it does have some hit points. This thing, however, has no hit points, no armor, and does a lot of damage. So you have to use that and your speed to your to your advantage. So what I'm going to use a lot, as you'll see me using, are the hills and like sniping spots, because that's all you want to do in this tank. Now I am trying to get up here. I run into a wall because I thought the VK was going to back into me, so I don't actually end up getting up there to begin with. So the leopard then runs into me. So basically, I'm not having too much luck at this point. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going over there. They're blocking. They're not pushing like they should win medium up to that point. So I'm just going to push up over here to this bush and sit in the bush, and hopefully be able to have snipes over everybody. You really want to be able to see the entire map, especially on this map. You want to be able to see all the mediums and stuff. So I was going to sit in that bush, but I decided to push back so that I can just run away if I do actually get spotted, because as soon as you get spotted in this thing, you will basically die. And I'll show that in, like, I think the next gameplay of this one after this, that you really just have to be careful about that. So I take the first shot. Sadly, the RNG is not on my side. It hits the dirt. But then I take a second shot trying to track him. Doesn't quite track him, but I do 150 damage. Leopard puts in some shots. Now there's a T-34 sitting here. I try to take a shot without aiming in. At this point, my aiming button's not working for some reason, so I'm like, what is going on? It finally works. Take a shot, do some damage. There's only 2 tanks over here as far as we know, and one of them is already dead. So that's really good, because what it means is that we can just automatically take this side of the map and then go help our friends. So I'm trying to take shots at this guy. He goes around the corner. I don't quite get a shot off on him. So now I'm looking to the right, and I see there's a ton of heavies over here who are pushing on the people who went through the middle of the map. So the Chiha's going through. I don't really care about him. He'll probably flank. He doesn't have that many hit points or armor, so he's not that big of a threat unless he's a good player. I just want to take some of the health off of these heavies so that they are not a threat to my team. So as you can see, I'm trying to spread out the damage a little bit, trying to get everybody low. I start focusing the Koro. I probably should have aimed forward a little bit there, but I didn't. T-34 is over here. Take a shot. Right through it again, right through the tracks. Not fun. So he actually hits an engine fire. I'm like, you know what? He's got him. Cool. There's 3 tanks left. I don't have shots on any of them, so I'm like, you know what? We're going to push. Actually, no. I see the Koro. Try to take another shot. Then he pushes. Now I decide to push. After actually killing this guy. I keep forgetting about that. So there's this guy. He pushes. He dies to someone else, however. I don't get the kill. Now I've decided to go down. I do have the speed, so that's what I need to use. I can push super fast around the side of the map. Especially if I want to push through the map, I can do it super fast. So that's what I'm going to do right here. Now, as you can see, I've dealt out quite a lot of damage. I didn't get any kills, but I've dealt out quite a lot of damage. And I've taken no damage whatsoever from any of the other teams. So that's what you want to do in general. When you're playing, that's what you want to do, is try and avoid taking damage. But with this tank, you really just have to avoid getting shot at all, because a single shot basically a single shot of HE, I think, from even something like a KV2 will just absolutely one shot you. And you'll see that, I think, in the next game. So Cheeto's last guy alive. I'm pushing in. I'm like, I'll destroy this. Maybe I'll get a nice shot off, and I get the kill. So I get the kill. We win the game. All good. All GG's. Let's look at the post-game stats. We've got third class mastery and Confederate badges. I did 1,483 damage and survived, which is key. Made 36,000 credits with premium. Without it was 24. So if you do enough damage, it's quite a good tank to do that. I don't know why it's not going to the stats of the game. It should. I think I was just sitting here for some reason for a while, but I think it'll either go to the next game in a second, or look. There we go. Here are the stats. I did the most damage in a tier 5. That might have been tier 6 game. Here's another tier 6 game. As you can see, there is a mighty KV2 on the other team, and I should have seen that and been like, okay, I need to watch out for that. So this game, you'll see I've actually played this tank completely wrong. So it's kind of like a what went wrong scenario. So on this map, Mirage, you really don't have many options as a tank destroyer. I mean, especially as this kind of tank destroyer, there's no sniping spots. So I'm trying to maybe make it over to the waterfall and hoping that they don't push to the waterfall, so that I can get over there and snipe on their team and on their sides. So I see there's a tier 6 going in front of me. He hasn't spotted anybody. I'm like, okay, I'm going for it. I'm just going to rush super fast and hope I don't get spotted and like shot a bunch or tracked. So I go right here is where someone gets spotted. And that is rough because right afterwards a KV2 sees me and one-shots me. And that's it. That's the game. That literally ended my game for me. I was really not in a good mood at this point because I was like, oh my god, I just had 2 really good games. Like, I say some bad words, and I'm just sitting here. Because if I had gotten over to this spot, I would have been able to sit around the corner and snipe their entire team in their sides. I was hoping that their team would go where the stug was, right there. But yeah, it's not good. It's not fun. Anyway, I think we're going to be moving on to the next game next. Yeah, we're going to be moving on in a second, but as you can see, it has really no armor, especially in this dead view of it. My team is really just sitting back there doing nothing. Our KV2 hasn't done anything yet, whereas their KV2 has 2 kills. I think their KV2 ends up winning it by getting 3 kills or something like that, so he clutched it up. Literally, Relative Decay is doing everything in his power to just distract me from making this video. Jesus Christ. Okay, here's the third game. Can you piss off, mate? Here's the third game. We're on Himmelsdorf. Now, if you haven't played Himmelsdorf on the new update, you won't know that if you look up on Himmelsdorf, you will see a UFO. Actually, it's not the sky. It's a UFO. I actually forgot, and I like low-key looked up super fast just because I was looking around. I think my ping lags here. Am I lagging, or am I just not moving? Oh, it just wasn't moving. Alright. Mediums are behind me. I told all go left. I look up. What the hell is that? Some sort of UFO. I'm like, whoa, crazy. And with that, you can also see I have a lot of gun elevation. I'm like, look up. Karma wants into me. I probably shouldn't have stopped, but whatever. This is a really weird map because it's all buildings. It's not the right map for this tank. There's nothing you can do, really. This guy runs out, which gets me a shot off, which is nice. I almost get the ammo rack, but sadly, no. I don't want to push up here. I start pushing a little bit. I'm like, maybe I can take shots through here, but then someone comes around here. I'm like, you know what, this M4 will just take shots at me probably. Barely miss over his cupola. I back up. I'm like, you know what, maybe I can back all the way up to the point where they don't have me spotted. I can take shots down this alley. However, someone's unspotted down there. He takes a shot, and I lose half of my health. So I'm really, at this point, trying to reposition. I know that if I keep doing what I'm doing, it's not going to work. And that's something key to playing this game, is that you have to reposition yourself so that you know when you know that you're going to get hurt or whatever, or destroyed. So I'm really switching the side of the map. I'm going to help my team over here. I'm going to try to kill this Crusader. I try fire through the car, but I don't get a shot off. Now I'm just sitting back. As you can see, I never actually push out into the open to try to kill somebody. I'm always sitting back and hiding behind walls or around corners or stuff. So now we killed that guy. There's 3 of us over here. I'm thinking, uh-oh, our team over there is not in a good place because they basically have to take on the 4 that are over there, and we have 3 of us. So actually, it's a 4v4 or 3v3, 3v4. I don't know. But either way, I'm going to have to try and help them over here. So I actually push up and through here, hoping that I can, sorry, hoping that I can take shots at their sides. I thought the VK was right there. He wasn't. Now at this point, I realized that I made a mistake because I know I should have stuck with my team so that I can use their armor and their hit points. So sitting here, I'm actually in a really bad spot. The VK pushes all the way through. Now I know I'm by myself against this one Chinu. So I try and move forwards a little bit, get his shot off so I can pop around and take a shot. But he just keeps pushing. I'm like, you know what? He's just going to push on me, isn't he? And I'm going to die because I don't have the DPM to actually kill him from full health. So, yeah, he gets a shot off. I put adrenaline on. Which wasn't really worth it. I mean, he backs up enough time. But I get one more shot off before he actually kills me. I'm trying to angle or bounce something or something like that. But that doesn't happen. So I'm like, God damn it. But I think we do end up winning this game. So yeah, let's move on to the next game. I think this is one of the last games. It's on Cienal again, Canal. We're going to try and go to the same spot. I think this time I go to the top of the hill that I was talking about before, and I try to take shots, and I do actually do really well. So I'm going to the left over here. Or no, I do. I go to the spot from before because the spot before actually worked way better because I got that bush, and I was actually looking along the whole thing. Now, if you see, oh god, I'm so sorry. He's just being an ass right now relative to K. He's just not doing good. So I try to get up here. I go too far to the right to get up there, and I start screwing around with this. I'm like, god damn it. So I have to back up and readjust in order to get it. I don't get it this time either. Which isn't good because it means that my team is probably going to take damage, and I'm not going to be able to take damage or try to shoot the other team. So I'll get it actually this time, I think, and I managed to push all the way up to the top of this hill so I can take shots across the entire map. Yeah, honestly, this tank, that's how you have to play it, is really conservatively and as a sniper, because that's the only way you can play this tank. As you can see, I'm looking down the middle now, and I can see all their tanks. I take a shot. Somehow I hit the Panzer instead of the other heavy tank, but now I get to actually kill this guy as he pops around the corner. I think his engine might have been hit or something. He was playing it wrong because he pushed way too hard. So now there's a Stug here. I'm trying to take a shot, but he dies. Now you'll see how accurate this thing is on the DW2. I take one shot there, reload, take another shot, hit his lower plate, do more damage. I'm like, wow, what is going on? So I took 2 full shots and managed to hit them and pen them both times when he was only showing a small part of his tank. This is where it's a bit sad because this Panzer actually disappears. So does this Panzer IV. So I'm not able to actually shoot them with the adrenaline like I'd hoped to. But they're literally just sitting there somewhere. I can't see them, which is really annoying because I wanted to shoot them. But there's an M4 over here. I'm gonna take some shots. He backs up. I take one more shot, do some damage. Now this Crusader, I don't know what tank that is actually, is coming. M4 gets stuck. I take another shot at him. And the Covenanter, dies. Now the Panzer IV, as you can see, was sitting there the whole time. Take a shot, reload. You can see how ridiculous the reload thing on this thing is. Leopard actually gets the kill. There's 2 people left. One of them is my brother, the Panzer FL, whatever. I get the M4. I hit his top of his tank. Unlucky. Someone else gets the kill, but I do get the kill from this Lux on the Panzer SFL4C is what it's called. Okay, I think we have one more game to show. I really just wanted to show a bunch of these games to show how you should play this tank line. I've been thinking about maybe doing it where I show all the tanks and do a review on every single tank down this tank line as I go down it. So all the way up to the Grille E15, because that would be super cool. But yeah, here is a game where I was with Treyarch on my team, and we really got unlucky, and I carried a ton in this tank. So you'll see how you're supposed to carry in this tank. You shouldn't carry like a normal, like if you carried in a tank destroyer normally, you would take some shots, bounce some shots maybe if you're in something like a Jaeger or something, the tier 5 equivalent of that, which is the or the Stug, or the Jagdpanzer 4. I don't remember which one is tier 5. Jagdpanzer 4, I think. So yeah, with this tank, you really just have to hide, and you'll see me doing that a lot. And it's not because I'm trying to hide and let other people on my team take the shots and, like, you know, help my team lose, I guess, but I'm trying to do it because that's the only way you can play this tank without being useless, as you saw before. The other Treyarch guy's saying he really doesn't like this tank line. I'm saying, like, play it like a sniper. You gotta hide yourself and never really expose yourself. So this map is another bad map for snipers. You really don't have anywhere to go from. So here kind of gives you some spots where if they push down the middle, you have some shots, but other than that, there's no shots on the far right-hand side where the middle is, which is annoying. So the Nashorn pushes, and I know that's a mistake on his part, but I just let him go because he, you know, he can do what he wants. I see that they actually push middle. This gives me an opportunity, so I'm waiting for this Crusader, I believe, to pop all the way out. He gets right to the corner. I can see the edge of his tank, and he turns right as he comes. I'm not going to take that shot. It's not worth it. So I don't take the shot. KB1, he does the exact same thing. You'll see. He actually pushes forwards, backwards, and then he comes forwards, I believe. Or no. No, the M8A1 comes forwards. And then right as I decide to try reposition so I can take shots at these guys, the guy comes, and I turn and I miss my shot. So that's not fun. But either way, now there's a Crusader coming down and a KV1. So I'm trying to take shots so that my team doesn't take damage. Get one shot into KV1. That's good. Now the Panzer IV FLS is coming back here. Don't get a shot into him quite. But now I need to start helping my team because I can see that they're taking damage and I'm not dealing as much damage as I should be. I do take a shot at the M8A1. Now Warchild, the Nashorn on our team, dies. I'm trying to look for where his dead body was. Apparently is actually all the way over by their team, so he should never have been that close to their enemy team. I'm trying to back up on Wiggle so he misses, but there's no armor on this thing, so there's really no chance. So now instead of pushing right back up that hill, I actually turn and push left, because if I pushed up that hill, the M4 would have expected me. Now the KV1 is up against the T34 to my left, so I want to watch out for that because I want to help my team out there. Try to take a shot there, miss, and of course the KV1 backs out right as I'm there, and they both move out right as I reload, so it's really unlucky. M8A1 does the same thing again. I put him on low health. Now he's almost dead. KV1 decides to push, and I can see that he's pushing, so I want to take one shot to help out my Panzer, or Chinu actually, sorry, not the Panzer. So that he can kill the KV1. I don't think he actually ends up killing the KV1. I have to actually push around and kill him, which is really frustrating. Because if I hadn't had to do that, I could have pushed on the M4. We would have an extra tank, and it wouldn't have been so bad. But yeah, so that's what happens. So I see the M4 here. I decide to stop pushing on the KV1. So I take a shot at him, and you can see how much damage this thing can deal, and actually take a tank down onto low health. So I'm actually not pushing. I take another shot at the M4, track him. He's now tracked and sitting right in the open. You can see the FLS pushes back. I take another shot at him. I didn't know that the other FLS had shots at me. He ends up actually having shots at me, and I didn't even know that. So now I'm like, oh god, because he has a fast reload, barely escape. And now I'm gonna have to try play this game where it's a 3v4 and try and win. And they're all looking at me, so this is not gonna be fun. But I do see that my Yak Panzer IV pushes, and I'm like, okay, I can use that to my advantage because I know this guy will just take a shot at him. So I'm trying to take a shot down that alley. Then I notice that all these guys are pushing. I take a shot at the Crusader, get it off, do some more damage, but I'm never really able to kill anybody. Try to take a shot at the Panzer, miss. Now there's an M4 sitting there, and this guy takes a shot at me, and I'm by myself now, and the game is just over. There's nothing I could have done. I'm trying to kill the M4 maybe, but I moved my tracks last minute and don't get the shot off. So it's really that game was not me at all. I did really well that game. I played it like you should play it as a sniper. I did a lot of damage, but my team just wasn't able to play like they should have. As you can see in a tier 6 game, I did 1,500 damage. The next person did 600 damage. The Warchild, who was in Treyarch, had a 61% win rate, 13,000 battles, but he just didn't know how to play this tank. So you can see how with a new tank line, it brings a lot of new possibilities and new difficulties for even the more experienced players, especially this tank line. It's really unique. I think I said it before in this video. I don't remember if I did, but that this is the closest thing that you will get to a. This is the closest thing that you'll get to artillery in World Tank Splits because it's a sniper, it does a lot of damage, and it has no armor. Yeah, so Relative Decay is still here. But thanks for watching this video. I'm going to probably keep doing videos like this, reviews on this tank line if you want me to. Make sure to comment and like if you want me to keep doing them. Check out Relative Decay's channel, even though he's like being a bitch. And yeah, stay tuned for more awesome tank videos. Peace.